Where's Slack?
Just go to Chrome. Yeah, it's right there.
Okay, yep, cool. Okay, I'm gonna paste that to myself.
You gotta hit send.
There we go.
And then
Now I view it on me. If I can view it, then I'm gonna send it. Oh, it's not the right link. Stream URL. I want to share this. Share. There we go. That's the right link.
so is the live up?
Yeah, it's on right now.
What's it showing?
Just me right now.
Okay.
And then you can switch back and forth right on the stream deck.
So, okay, cool. Do we have like a pause one for like while people are getting ready? Or
No, we don't.
okay, so it's just right now?
Yeah, but I mean, they can't see it right now.
So what's the other switch to? Where the question's gonna come up.
That's just your browser, your screen. So we'll just pull up the questions.
Okay, do you want to send me the questions?
Yeah, it's in your. Okay, yeah, I'll send them the Slack right now.
Cool, and then do what you gotta do.
Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna test this link here. And then, yep, this is the right one. Cool.
So you got it?
Yep. You ready? You want me to send the email?
Yeah, you could send the email.
Yeah, we can hear. You start too.
Yep, we can hear.
Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna put there.
You want to check out the live quick? Or can you not?
Yep. You have the question? Cool. I haven't sent out the email yet. I have to send a test email to myself.
You just want to check the live really quick? Oh, it's quite behind.
Yeah, yeah. I think you can adjust that, but. Okay, and then.
You want to check out the live quick?
We have 3 minutes.
Send test email. PNG record. Send preview. Alright, let me log in. Send me the email.
Yeah.
For the email to get here.
What?
So
Well, I guess then just send out the. Takes a while to send?
well, I just sent the test email and I haven't received it. So
Okay. Well, what we could do is quickly, then I guess, so you put the right link in it, right?
yeah.
But then just send out the normal one.
So,
Like send out the real one, because if it takes a while,
yeah.
then send that, because if it's going to wait, or you just got it?
Should I just send it right now?
Yeah, send it out, because if it's gonna take time, like,
Okay. So continue. Well, first let me see if I just gotta triple check the link here, just to be sure. I don't know if this thing, I can't click the link in Kajabi, so I don't know if that means that the link isn't in there. The link's
what,
in
in,
there.
in the email?
Yeah, here, like, I just don't want to send this because, like, if it's not in there, then,
Well,
because, like, link's in there.
just add another thing then too, and like just say, yeah.
Yeah, he had a button there, but the button was removed.
Okay, yeah, so have you still not gotten the email?
No.
Motherfuckers.
I mean, it's like, yeah. So,
Well, send out the email then.
okay.
Well, what else you can do is go in the course too,
Mhm.
and then like add an update. Just give the link to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. So that update thing, just say live stream here.
Okay, so I'm gonna confirm and send it right now.
Yep.
Alright, sending it. And then,
I mean, if it doesn't work, people will respond and say the link doesn't work. Like, you know.
okay, and then, so we're gonna go into, wow, it's just so slow. It delivered 54 of 70, like, why is it?
How many is it delivered?
Just 57, or it just gives me like a counter, like a loading bar.
So it's sending them right now.
Yeah,
Have you got? But you haven't gotten yours.
I haven't got mine.
What the fuck? Well,
So yeah, I mean, I guess we could talk. Is it on your face right now? Maybe switch it to your face.
I don't know. Do you want to see if people are in the live stream yet?
Well, I mean, we're live streaming right now.
Yeah, but is anybody in there?
No, it's just one. Just me.
Okay. Why is?
I haven't got it.
Okay, and then
Why is that second screen not showing up?
what do you mean?
The second screen isn't working. Whatever. Cute.
Oh, your monitor. Yep. Okay.
What the fuck?
I haven't received the email. I think it's gonna be very slow. I mean, it says we've delivered all the emails so far.
But you still haven't gotten yours?
Yeah. Two opened.
Two open?
Yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, we got people in here now.
Oh, hello everybody. Hey everybody, we've got technical difficulties, so we're working on it. I think I'm showing my screen. Oh, hello everybody. We are working on technical difficulties. You have audio input capture here.
Yeah, you're talking.
Yeah, but it's also getting sound from the DSLR. It has multiple. There. Now it should just be the microphone. Okay, there we go. So that is working.
Cool.
So you can see me on the live stream. We're good?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
So
Sweet. Okay, so I'm just finishing up a couple things. We're waiting for a couple of people to come in, and I can't see the comments yet.
are you talking about the live chat?
Yeah.
Here, I'll send it to you. It's in your Slack. Make sure you're logged in on YouTube.
Okay.
Tobias says sound is good, picture is good.
Sweet.
So looks like we're good to go. 5 watching.
All right, I'm copying the link and getting ready to go.
Chat.
Yeah.
Um,
What is up, Junior Juice?
awesome.
Okay, sweet. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the questions. And this is our first live stream, so we're having some technical difficulties, but luckily we had people submit questions ahead of time. So we are gonna get into that. Let me pull them up here.
Yes, just make sure you're, just click present and then click the question button.
Oh, I have a PowerPoint. I downloaded it.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool.
Yep. I just gotta find the present button. Slideshow.
Cool.
Okay, does it say live stream start? Oh, it's a little bit behind.
Yeah, it's a couple seconds behind.
Okay, we'll be back in 1 second and then we'll get started.
Alright, we got 9 people in here, so.
Okay, hello everybody. Let's get this started. So I am hopefully showing myself there. If only we had the second screen working, but well, you can't win. You can't win them all. I'll just get started and assume that everything's working.
You want to give them a rundown of how you guys submitted questions and.
Yep, I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, is it on? Yep, it's on me. Okay. Well, sorry everybody. I'm typically not live streaming. We've got 1 second left here. Let me just make sure that.
You're showing. Good.
Okay, there we go. So I am showing. Okay. Present. Okay, so we've got questions here. Okay, so hey everybody, thank you for the live stream. If you're not aware, we sent out a form earlier to ask questions, and they're kind of put into a way so that they're thought out critically. And so we're going to be answering a majority of those questions, but if you're watching live and you have questions about one of the questions in real time, you can go ahead and ask. And then if you have your own question also, you can just submit it in the live stream chat. You don't need to use the form, but going into the future, you can fill out the live stream form and you'll have a higher priority because these are more well thought out and easier to do than YouTube live streams. So hope that everybody's having a good 2020, new decade, and super excited to be doing the live stream here. So let's get into some of the questions. Let's see. Question number 1. What is the best way to design an insert card for baby products in 2020? By Joel Storr. If you want to create a brand, so basically the details here, if I want to create a brand story around my baby brand through an insert card, what's the best way to convert them to ManyChat sequence through storytelling? Okay. How does this perfect insert card look like? Okay, possible solutions were not filled out for this one?
No possible solutions for this one.
Okay, he's not sure. So, okay, well, let's see. Product insert cards. First of all, to get started here, the whole point of a product insert, probably got to get closer here. So the whole point of product insert card, you need to, one, get them to pay attention. Because if most of the time, like we've all seen product insert cards before, and we just ignore them. So that the first thing that I would say is make it in the shape. He's got a baby brand. Make it in the shape of a baby, or maybe a star or something. So I actually saw this before. There was some tech company or whatever, but they made it in the shape of a jellyfish, and it caught my attention because humans, we all learn based off of things we've seen before. We've all seen a square insert card that's boring before. But when we see an object, it's like, ooh, what's in there? So it's just a plain insert card in the shape of a jellyfish, and then it was like colored. And then on the inside, that's how you get to open. Just like if you're sending an email or you have your Amazon listing, if people don't open it, you never have a shot. So that'd be the first thing. Make it in the shape of something, preferably that has to do with your brand. Now, I don't know what type of baby brand that he has, and I don't have a baby. So I'm not exactly sure how to do that, but if you want, your goal is to get them to a ManyChat sequence. So what my tip would be there is that, one, you need to use a URL shortener of something. If you use a branded URL, like let's say it was, don't use a bit.ly, because people aren't going to do that. In the United States, they're not going to use a QR code. So you're going to need to, you'll see on my website here, we have a brock.tv. So, mic down, is it too loud?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what I would suggest. Let me get a whiteboard here.
Yep.
Here, you're on it. All right, so I'll draw out kind of here. So basically, all right, now I can see what I'm drawing. So make it in the shape of a baby, and then get a URL shortener. So, do whatever it is. So your brand, and then dot, whatever, what are you going to have? So if you're trying to do storytelling, don't tell them to okay, here's what a lot of people do is they'll register or they'll try to get people to do a warranty. Well, how many times have you bought a product and seen, yeah, I could sign up for a warranty, but you don't? Well, nobody does that. So don't try to do that. You're going to want to have some way of an unanswered question if you want to tell your story and to get them on your ManyChat sequence. So there's two ways. You can't use a reward because that's against the Amazon policies, and they just released something recently about that. So what you're going to want to do is, I think I had, I kind of thought of different ways, but you're going to want to tell some form of a story or an unanswered question and get them to go to a landing page. And so they'll find out the story or whatever value proposition you're going to do. Your main goal is to just get them to this landing page. You could send them potentially, well, now where's this going to go? It could go to a landing page or it could go to a ManyChat. So maybe you could develop a interesting baby bot or something, but you got to think of why would this customer actually join your ManyChat sequence, other than to give you sales. You got to think about that customer, what they would particularly want. Now, I just don't know babies that well. Do you know? You got any ideas? Imam, you got any baby ideas? How can we get a story going?
I always see colors, right? Very soft colors. When it comes to
Oh
babies.
yeah, I like
Soft
the
colors.
Blue and pink.
Blue and pink. Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe your baby. Okay, let me try to draw a baby here. That'd be a great start. So if you drew they're fat normally. So maybe your insert card is in the shape of a baby here. That looks like a dick. Oh man, whoops. All right, whoops. All right, probably don't go with that. Make it a cute baby. He's got some arms there. Great, there we go. Maybe when you open him now, that's going to be where you're going to put your branded link there, and then 1 or 2 sentence phrase or something, because let's be honest, most of the people really don't care about your founding story, unless it's a good one. I mean, you could try to make one up. A lot of people just try to make a reason for why their company was created when it really wasn't created for that. So I guess that's your personal decision if you want to just make up a false story for sales. I typically try not to do that. I do things because I like them and tell the truth. But some people do that, and you could make, or maybe you have a purpose to it now that didn't actually exist when you started. So that could be storytelling. Maybe you could tell a story about why is that product, like if you differentiated, how is that product actually solving needs that weren't there before? Or what is the purpose of the company? I mean, it really depends what your purpose of this is. If you're just trying to get them on your list so that you can give them coupons to give you reviews in the future, or are you trying to brand? Because if it's just trying to get people on that list and give them deals, it'd probably be a 1 or 2 liner of a little like gimmick.
With a GIF.
With a GIF. Yeah, well, you can't have a GIF on the insert card.
God.
I mean, if you could get a GIF on an insert card, that would be the key. But yeah, you're going to want to, your main goal is to get them to this page, wherever it may be. And now you've got them pixeled at least. So now you've pixeled your Amazon customers. That's a great start. And then now what you're going to want to do is, okay, well, probably don't send them directly to a ManyChat, unless that was your choice. And yeah, you're going to have to come up with a good purpose. So I can't make one up for you because I have no idea what your products are. That's what I'm trying to do, and that's why I'm failing. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here, but that's gonna be your main goal. You gotta think about what your value prop is gonna be on that. Are you just going for coupons, or do you actually have a purpose? If you have a purpose, make a good story and tell that. If it's not particularly, then I don't have an answer.
Before you switch back, because you're on OBS.
If I saw it particularly, I could help you, but this is a public live stream, so probably not. Okay, so let's see. We're not going to go full screen. We're just going to do that. So next question. Ooh, ROI. I don't know how to. There we go. How do you ensure a high ROI and premium quality? Were there any questions on that one, by the way?
You mean the one before it?
The one that I was just talking about. Yeah.
Well, you kind of already answered everything, because you asked about storytelling. What does the perfect insert card look like? What's the best way to get them to convert? So you kind of already answered all those. But yeah.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, well, my one thing would be that getting them to convert, I mean, you're not trying to get them to buy anything. So you either put something behind the paywall, not a paywall, you put something behind the click or the subscribe, where they get to solve something in their head. They're like, I just need to know that. That is the typical, this is what you do in YouTube, this is what you do on anything, so you do on your Amazon. Yep, now here's the question.
ROI.
How do you ensure a high ROI and premium quality? Joel again.
Yeah,
Early bird gets the worm. It looks like every time I go with premium quality products from my baby brand, I highly lose in ROI. Also through building and creating a better offer. What's your thoughts on finding the sweet spot between having a good ROI and offering a competitive offer? Okay, so my answer for this is going to be, let me go back to the camera so I can draw. This is highly inefficient.
That's right.
Well, this is the first one, so you get better. Okay, so the question was about ROI. Now, the problem here is going to be, what is your differentiation point for that? So, one, if you want to get a higher ROI, you just increase the price. That's the easiest way. Now, if you're unable to increase the price and people don't buy, but you're differentiating, well, I guess I would say, have you tested actually increasing the price? Because if you've truly differentiated and you're having a problem with ROI, maybe you think that people won't pay more, but they would. For example, there's many times that I've increased price and I've increased sales on products, almost every time. So if you've truly differentiated, then that's what's going to be the first thing. Now, if you're looking for ways to do a higher ROI, the problem might be that you're going in, baby brand. There's just a lot of competition there. So you need to go niche or personalized. So let's say that there's the whole market and there's all these options. Like I talk about, where particularly are you like a similar or a complement, or are you like just another option compared to the other people where people aren't passionate about? Or is it that product is, I absolutely need that. That's the only one there. So you need to find a way when you're choosing products. If you want a higher ROI, well, you increase the price. And then two, you make it so that it's the only option. For example, let's say it was a baby bib. Well, you do the alpaca baby bib, and that's the only option that exists because I love alpacas. And then now it's kind of like a commodity product, but the actual differentiation is the fact that they just want the alpacas on their little baby bib. So that's going to be the way that you're going to do that. I mean, you can do it through bundling too, and adding what would be like cheaper products. What's up? You keep looking at me.
Oh no, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah. You can also look here for questions as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Perfect. Yeah, so the other thing would be just, hey Google, stop. Hey Google, stop. Hey Google, stop. There we go. Wonderful. So let me go back to the PowerPoint there because so everybody can see.
Here in the next page.
We need two screens.
Yeah. We're okay. On one screen.
Here, let me do it.
Yeah.
Let's finish the rest of his question here.
Yeah. We're on one
Also, through bundling and creating a better offer, he's losing. Sweet spot between having a good ROI and offering a competitive offer. Yeah, the answer to that is just that you need to be not a you're not competing. You're building the only option. You are next to them, but that is the best option for them. When you get that, right? And when you're the only option on the market for that consumer because you did something different, you're not competing against anybody. You're just next to them in the store, but that's the only option they would actually consider. That's how you get a higher ROI. And then also choosing like your actual physical qualities of the product, typically paper, cloth, plastic. These are items where they're just fundamentally very cheap to make. So now if you're going to something with very high volume and it's large and bulky and it's not very differentiated, that's where you're gonna run into problems with ROI. So try to focus on your differentiation and the actual materials that you're building to fix that problem. So let's go to the next one. Is it allowed to have a German flag on your main picture when your product is not manufactured in Germany? This is what we call, I would say that this is ethically, probably not. This is more of an ethical question than a legal. So in the course we talk about, Eric taught us that there's different rules for listings. There's like hardcore rules of what you can do for your main image, and then there's kind of soft rules. So you might get your main listing picture taken down for doing this, but you could probably do it. This is not the best business practice, but maybe you're a German company, then maybe you could ethically justify it. If you're not a German company, you're selling to Germany, and it's not a German-made product, I would not do this. This would be a poor choice for building brand. Perhaps it would get a higher click-through, but that would be my advice on that. Selling on Amazon Germany, biggest competitor has a German flag. His possible solutions were that it's a gray area, no judge, no sentence, all the above. And do it, Joel. Nobody will notice. This is a question. Joel, this is a question that you have to decide. I guess, are you hurting the world? Will it really move the needle? That's what it's going to be at the end of the day. So make the decision yourself. I mean, you're probably not going to get banned if that's what you want to know. Is it allowed? Yes. Should you do it? Your choice. Okay, next question. Amazon PPC versus Facebook ads with lookalike audience. Okay. So I've got a marketing background and did not use any advertising strategies yet. What's your experience on what's more efficient, Amazon PPC or Facebook ads with lookalike audiences? What do you reckon is the best channel to advertise baby products? Okay, so PPC on Amazon there's never been a better conversion than Amazon PPC ads. Sometimes you can get upwards of 30 to 50% conversion on the right keywords. So if you're looking at actual conversion rate, nothing will top Amazon PPC. Also, with where the way things are going in the future here, you're not going to be able to do any ranking manipulation with Facebook ads. So lookalike audiences with Facebook ads, they can help get you new customers and sales, but the actual ranking effect of it is going to be somewhat questionable. Now, I mean, it's definitely something to be doing, but if this were my first product, I would be really focusing just on Amazon PPC and mastering the Amazon platform. If you're already selling in super advanced and there's nothing, you can't add any more Amazon PPC, then okay, well now you can start to add more, but really look at what is going to be the highest ROI on your time and efforts. And then also the benefit of doing Amazon PPC is you're really gonna figure out where you're converting best on Amazon and the keywords. Because the problem with lookalike audiences on Facebook is you have the whole world. That's it. You don't know where they're at in the consideration cycle. So here, let's see. Let me draw this out. You want to sit down, Ian? Sure. You're making me nervous. Okay, let me pull up the camera here. So basically, when you're going and people become aware of a problem. Okay, so this is the very first step. Then what they're going to be doing over time is they'll now research and they'll find for then solutions. Okay, so now they're looking for solutions. Then they make a consideration set of maybe 4 or 5. And then they'll purchase and choose one. Then now you have the start of branding. So you can choose and try to build up that customer value over time. Where you're gonna wanna be at, Amazon PPC lies right here in the purchase, in the whole cycle. When they're on Facebook, you don't know where they are. They might not even, the best you could do, a majority of yours, you're gonna make them aware and they're not actively in the purchasing cycle. That's why conversion rates and getting to sell on Facebook ads is more difficult than Amazon because you already have a qualified customer. I guess it's kind of equivalent of going on the street and trying to sell something to someone or being at the store. If somebody were at the car dealership and they're looking to buy a car, okay, well, you're gonna be able to sell them. Lookalike audiences okay, can I have your friends? If you took the friends of the 10 most recent people that bought a car and then went and tried to sell them cold on a car. It can work, but it's not gonna work nearly as good as the guy at the dealership who's ready to buy one. So PPC, once you've maximized all potential PPC, you can't do anything more. Now you can go to external advertising. The only thing that would be beneficial is building kind of that list and giving some form of discount or incentive to get those passionate people, because you can be doing a lookalike audience in list building and building out those assets. But if you're actually if you're actually just trying to make front-end sales and increase your Amazon success, PPC. Lookalike audiences, it's a whole nother breed. So that would be my answer on that. Are there any questions on that? Sweet. Okay, so now the next question is going to be best time to outsource. Already after first product by Joel. When's the best time to outsource? Yeah, so the best time to outsource is going to be, there's a pretty famous quote. I don't remember who it was, but you need to really get clear about the process of everything and what should be done. Once you've identified and know a process pretty well and the steps that need to be taken and you found that it is somewhat autonomous, now you can train somebody how to do it. Don't try to outsource something you don't know how to do. That is a difficulty because maybe once you get much further, you could start to do that. However, that's where you're not going to want, like, first of all, within outsourcing, there's two parts. You're going to hire an expert in one area to achieve a one-time project. You could do this earlier. If you're trying to hire somebody full-time to work for you and outsource, you're going to create a nightmare for yourself if you don't know what exactly needs to be done. Now you not only have your own work of figuring stuff out, you now have to explain it to somebody else when you don't know what you're talking about. So this is where I've had success and failed in outsourcing, is outsourcing too early on specific areas that we're not really particularly sure about. Where I've had success is where I'm not sure and I've outsourced to an expert to get information or to help me solve a problem that's singular. So determine, can I solve this by myself, or would getting an expert help me do this faster? And then is this just taking up my time and I should just automate this through a person or a process? That would be my decision matrix for deciding when exactly to outsource. So yeah, and also how much time does it take? What are your alternatives? So outsourcing is a whole nother project that is a difficult decision to make. Let's see, next question. Does Amazon take your buy box to sell returns? Dave Dahl. Hey, what's up, Dave? Norm Farrer said it is possible that Amazon is taking the buy box. Other solution would be to use another account, check backend, and add cart to see what's up on cross sales. So from my understanding, what Dave's talking about is Amazon warehouse deals. When you have your product and there's returns, and inevitably it'll end up used on warehouse deals or whatever it's called. So I don't know if Amazon actually does take the buy box. I mean, they will get the buy box, but normally when there's a new offer, I've never particularly seen that unless it's maybe extremely under way lower price. What you could do is just buy them potentially if it's really hurting your sales. I've had to do that before where I've had hijackers and I've just made the decision to just, okay, I've lost the buy box because somebody here and waiting to get, trademark or help from Amazon, buy them out. And then, yeah, so I have done that personally myself. That is going to be your solution. If it's too much to buy out and it's really, well, I guess you're just out of luck. You got to make the decision, buy, or not much you can do there. Okay, the next question is going to be, when launching a product, in what intervals should you push how many reviews? So basically the details here is, how do you make sure Amazon does not delete your initial reviews? Where's the sweet spot? So I believe that it's 5 reviews a day that you can get. Now, basically you want to be getting reviews all of the time, but it matters how you're getting these. So if you're using highly discounted coupons and trying to get reviews, don't do that. This is definitely, I would not be doing this at all. And if you are giving away discounts and people happen to give reviews, well, I guess you can't do anything about that, but I wouldn't be pushing too much there. If you're using PPC, try to get every review you can. Now, if you're sending people from ManyChat to get reviews, now this is a bit more questionable. So one, if you have a brand new account, be very careful because they are starting to, they look higher at brand new accounts on their first product launches than they do with older accounts. So definitely be taking that into account. I mean, Also, it matters if you've differentiated and you're in the market. Like, you don't need that many reviews to get going. 4 or 5, and you'll start to see traction if you've done something that's pretty different. You've got a good offer. Now, I would not be doing 5 or 10 reviews a day because why risk it? Now, if you're getting attacked by a competitor, which does happen sometimes, I guess you're in a bit different of a situation. I would probably say you would want to just over time, you're going to want to space out these reviews and get consistent reviews. Anything that is a big spike in the beginning, one, it's going to put up red flags, and they're building a bunch of machine learning, and they have over 200 people they're hiring to find abuse. Right now, I just looked at all the job listings yesterday. So they're going to eventually catch on over time. So, it matters how you're getting your reviews. The best way to be just try to get an even amount of reviews, however many you're going to be getting a day. Just don't put them all in one day. Even when I look at products over time, like I'm purchasing for myself, I look to see, okay, are there a bunch of reviews in one day? Or, how recent are these? You only need a couple to get traction. So maybe 2 a day. 2 a day, I wouldn't push past 3 a day. I probably wouldn't even go to 3 a day from artificial means. That would be my guidance on that. And still try to push them out. Do you look at your own family shopping habits and heritage to choose products and place of manufacturer? Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name. So Gurdeep Singh, thank you. I'm making a list of products and how they can be improved and designed differently or made from different material. There are products around the house. Is this the best way to start? It might be manufactured by Alibaba suppliers, as producers might be in India, Nepal, Cambodia, and other countries. Is it against the grain and training your methodology? I'm not going to say these out loud anymore because I don't understand what I'm saying when I read them out loud to you, and you guys can probably read faster. So I'm going to take a second to read this. Let's see. Ian, do you want to read this one to me? I'm drawing blanks here.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, so Gurdeep Singh asked, do you look at your own family shopping habits and heritage to choose product and play?
Oh yeah, let's bring on Imam for this one. Yeah. So Imam, come over here. Weren't you saying there's like opportunity for Ethiopia products on Amazon? Yeah. So definitely you can look at your own heritage because a majority of private label sellers are white and Asian males who are like from 20 to 40. Well, this is the truth, okay? So there are many underrepresented cultures and heritages. So what were you saying? There was like...
Mine's Ethiopia, but like Mexicans are minorities essentially. Those markets are somewhat untapped as of right now.
Yeah, so definitely looking at heritages, minorities. I think what were you saying? There was like cookie cutters or something?
Cookie cutters is one of them. Coffee was the other one because it's prominent in our culture.
Oh yeah.
So there's little add-ons that you wouldn't be aware of unless you're in that culture.
Yeah, so if you have ideas for things, what Imam was just saying, Imam's from Ethiopia, and he's saying that they do like these cookie cutters in certain ways for some cultural thing. What was it around Ramadan or?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, Ramadan. Ramadan, is that how you say it?
Yep.
Okay, I got that right. Yeah, right. So around Ramadan, they would have these specific ways they would use cookie cutters, and then also like coffee is really important because coffee was actually founded in Ethiopia. So, but there was like really not any products, but wouldn't you say that they would like sell them in Facebook groups or something, or like just person to person they would all sell these?
You see like people post pictures, right? They tend to go viral, but there isn't like e-commerce stores or there isn't like a hub of it. So so Imam was saying that like these pictures will go viral in the community and like people love it, but there's no products or really e-commerce for it. So definitely look at that culture, heritage, all of that stuff. What was the rest of the question?
is this the best way to start? Since that some of these manufacturers are in India, Nepal, Cambodia, and other countries, is this going against the grain in your training?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what country you source from. Anybody can make a good product. You just need, as long as you are getting a good quality product from your supplier, who cares where they're from? China is just, it has the biggest infrastructure for a majority of goods in the beginning, just because, you know, it's a manufacturing culture. But I mean, I've sourced a lot of my stuff from the USA. You can source from anywhere. I know someone that sources their even scratch-off maps from Ukraine. He has them made there. Andre does that. So you can go it doesn't matter where, just find a good manufacturer at a good price and build a great product.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's looked at wood handmade
Yep.
table mats and coasters. Ooh, coasters. So there is actually a pretty big trend in, actually, there's this one listing on Amazon. It's $500,000 a month. It's just these little wood logs. So imagine you had a tree and you just chopped it into little things like that. I don't know. You bought them for our wedding, didn't you, Jenna? Those little wood things?
She might have his headphones on.
She's got her headphones on, but I know she bought them. So, yeah. So that's an area of. Anyway, wood is a big trend right now. Actually, like that wood looking, or like brown and white. There was actually some of the best wrapping papers were this kind of like wood looking with. Yeah, I don't know how to exactly describe it, but.
And then another thing he said is, another product is as a hanging shower soap and bottle holder, maybe made from copper or other material with a funky modern design. So yeah, I guess maybe more explain like more niche markets, serving that customer for niche markets for different cultures.
Okay, yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean we kind of already answered that, but
Yeah, I mean copper's another big one too. So I would look at the materials that they're made or funky designs or really unique things. I think that's definitely a good way to go. I mean, if you're also here's another thing. If you're sourcing from another country and doing somewhat of unique designs and materials, think of the competition. This is the most important part of, are your competitors going to be able to easily replicate this? If you're making a unique design, sourcing from Nepal and serving like a different culture, you've got insider information here and you're doing something unique and finding, this is much easier than going on Alibaba and just hitting buy. Because that's where you need to think of, okay, who are my competitors? What do I have to offer that's unique? How do I make something unique? And then, how easy it is for someone to replicate.
and nobody could really hijack either.
Yeah, how's somebody going to hijack if they can't even get your product? So yeah, actually it is an advantage to not source from something that has 10 options on Alibaba from China. Because if the Chinese can't source, because a lot of hijackers are from China. Like, I'll just be honest. Okay, look at the numbers. Culture is just different there. So if they can't get it locally and ship it, then now, okay, well, whatever, I'll just do something that I can. So it's actually another competitive advantage there. So yeah, that would be my tip on that.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, good job. I like these. You guys submitted some awesome questions too, by the way.
And then we'll take.
Yeah, if you guys want to put questions in the live stream right now, we can get to those because I don't think we've not engaged with the audience. This is something I should do. Are there any questions in there?
No, not anything really.
Okay, so if you guys have any questions or comments, let us know, and if not, I'll just keep cranking through these. So
And we can take questions after as well.
yeah, we can take questions after too. Okay. Do you look at that? Okay, here we go. Okay, is there still room for new sellers over time? What were you saying?
I was just saying, is Amazon FBA dead?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is there still room for new sellers over the next few years, or do you have newcomers like me kind of missed the boat? Okay. We're in terms of maximum opportunity. What is your prediction for the next 2 years? Ooh, I have a prediction for the next 10 years actually that I was working on last night. So that's what I like to see. My concern is that, like many online trends, as FBA grows, it starts to become harder to find products that sell well if there's some competition. How do you overcome it? Okay, we'll start one at a time. Number one, is Amazon FBA dead? Is basically the question here. Let me draw it out here. No, it's not dead. Okay. So basically, if you look at Amazon and you look at total global retail is $25 trillion. Amazon is 1.2% of that. So we are 1.2% out of 25 trillion. Not only that, that global retail is growing at about 4% annual. So there are trillions of dollars, because if you look at obviously the online business model is best. So there'll be a point where it is essentially over time, online e-commerce and platforms are going to constitute, I would assume, at least 50%, because even you're seeing things like Instacart are starting to bring the global retailers of Target and all these other things to be home delivered. It's just a more efficient process. Over time, we will not be going to stores to purchase things unless there's some unique competitive advantage or reason that we would actually do that. So if you look, the biggest market is the United States, and that is the most saturated. But you need to, so what I actually talk about is that each product is just a part of a market. And then each market has new and different changing trends as time goes on. It is never, think of this, like there's been new products made throughout all of history and new tastes. Just look at clothing, okay? So clothing is, you could still start a successful clothing company, and that has existed for thousands of years. So this is, Amazon FBA is not a get rich quick scheme or trend. It is the future of commerce. So this would be the equivalent, like when people ask this, I always think of it as people saying like, it's more of the question, like I kind of treat it in my head of, is selling products dead? So when we as humans would not want new things and our tastes never changed and there was never new inventions, that is when Amazon FBA is dead. So certain products are dead, but a product is just a part of a market, and the market is always changing. So until we become in a state of stasis and there's never a new trend on social media, but it's built into our human nature. Once something becomes popular, now we want something different, especially within consumer tastes and whatnot. Like think about posters or t-shirts or mugs, or the way we express ourselves is consistently changing, having to do with the different trends in the world. So because of that, we want more and more personalized things in everything that we own. So some of the commodities will die, okay? If you're selling purely a chunk of wood, which you could still, that guy was doing $500,000 a month with some chunks of wood. So that's not dead even. But yeah, basically, unless you're like, a silicone spatula is dead, that is dead. Things like that, if you're looking at one product and not doing anything different, that will be dead more and more and more. But there's always new products and new markets, ways to change. So there's that. What is my...
Yeah, I was just going to say, what is your next prediction in the next 2 years?
So what is my prediction for the next 2 years? My prediction for the next 2 years would be that we're going to... Let's see. Amazon will start opening new countries, which on the last part I said, Amazon is like dominated one country in e-commerce of 215 there are in the world. So there's opportunities everywhere. Now, there's even so many opportunities within the United States. Like business-to-business commerce is 2 to 4 times as large as business-to-consumer. So if you actually go look at business products on Amazon. It's so wide open. When you look at it, you just are like, this is the worst listing in the world. Did they take a picture with not even a cell phone? Pretty bad. So my prediction for the next 2 years is that business to business is probably the best opportunity. Seasonal's wide open because if you actually go look at this, there's a cocaine Santa which went super viral and made this guy became probably a millionaire because he basically had a shirt. Let me see. Can we pull this up? Yeah. Let me go here.
Yeah. Just don't switch back to the screen until you find it.
Okay. Yeah. Let me pull this up. Cocaine Santa. There we go.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to the screen. Okay, so this product went super viral and was an Amazon bestseller. It said, "Let it snow," and it was just Santa putting up some lines of cocaine. So there has been Christmas sweaters for all of history. Okay, like go look back in culture. Yet this guy just took a Christmas sweater and said, "Hey, this would be funny if I put Santa doing cocaine on it," and made a bunch of money. Now, I'm not suggesting that we all make drug products that are funny, but there's opportunity everywhere. Now, why did this? Because this is something that will go viral, and like I guess that's where our culture is at right now. That we want to stick out so much that we'll wear something that will get a rise at a holiday party because they can just. Yeah, so that's an example of consumer taste changing and technology to the point where, I mean, you could not sell this 10 years ago, like at Walmart. You can't sell this in retail. So this is actually where you want to look at the best product opportunities. Look where retail won't sell and follow consumer taste. And apparently funny stuff. See, this actually probably went viral because of what works with social media. And I'll cover that later though. The rest of his question was, yeah, it's not dead. That's what I got to say.
What can you do to overcome this?
What can you do to overcome this? All right, so get that shirt, let it snow, and then after you've done that, no, you got to overcome it by doing things that people wouldn't do, or finding just those unserved needs in markets. They're everywhere. So if you go and watch the video in the course about determining consumer needs, that's how you're going to see in markets, and that's why I talk about self-expression so much, because that's unlimited. Okay, I could have made a better cocaine Santa. I hadn't thought of it, but now we know that outrageous and funny Christmas sweaters will sell. So you could next year, okay, well, is that the only outrageous, funny idea that could ever exist for a Christmas sweater? No. Well, there's probably hundreds of opportunities because there's such volume in that. Well, what about now a matching one? What about one for your dog? Okay, what about now for the whole family so that you're all wearing ones? Or now within the family, well, the girl's gonna want a different one than the guy will. So we get a family Christmas. There could be just in Christmas pajamas and sweaters, I can think of 100 ideas. And the market probably wants at least 500. That is just one little thing. They exist everywhere. So that's how you overcome it by not selling spatulas. That would be my best tip on that.
Amazon's not dead.
Yeah, Amazon is not dead. Okay, now we've got next question. With
More technical here.
yeah, with the brand registry, can we only sell products in the limited brand ID, or how do we sell products outside the brand? So okay, in the USGP, categories are very specific and seem limited. Do we have to register a specific ID for each product we want to sell, or can we have a brand with one item? Okay, yeah. So he doesn't know. Okay, let me answer this. So for a trademark, there's two different things here. Now, if you want trademark protection, when you file your trademark, you have to choose a category. For example, I think there's dozens of them. I'm not sure exactly how many, but Apple computers, okay? They have they have trademarks in certain verticals like computers and other areas, but I could still get a trademark for Apple Apple's probably taken, but many companies can have the same word trademarked, but you only get one category. Now you just need one category to sell on Amazon. So from my understanding, you can just take that trademark and get your brand registry, and now you're wide open. They're not going to recheck your United States Post Office, Patent Office. They're not going to check Amazon doesn't care. You get brand registry, you can sell in any category, okay? Now, if you want trademark protection for going to different verticals and different categories, now this is more of a legal issue, okay? And in law, it doesn't even matter if you're right. It matters who has the most money and who has, I guess, a better case in court, and what is everybody determined to do here. So the best practice for building a really long-term brand where you want legal protection and to potentially sell it or to just be able to sleep at night, you would want to definitely do that. Ooh, the dog. It's my dog. Yes, you would want to do that for
your products, but let's say you want to test out a vertical of your brand. So let's say you were selling home products, okay, like kitchen products, and then now all of a sudden you want to sell whiteboards. And we called it like boards. Boards are us. Well, you're gonna wanna, you can go test and make the whiteboards if you've been selling home and you only have trademark for that one, but now you can go and sell these on Amazon, and if that's taking off, now probably add that to your trademark as time goes on. And then now you'll have that legal protection, but you can go ahead and sell on Amazon right away, from my understanding. If something's changed about that, I'll update you, but that is, I've not heard of anything up to date of that being an issue. So get your brand registry, and if you are in the process of getting brand registry, by the way, and you don't want to wait the 9 months for your trademark, there is an accelerator program that just came out where you can get brand registry faster if you use one of the approved Amazon lawyers. And I don't remember the name of that program, but this is, I have to make an update video on this, but definitely I suggest everybody does that now, because getting that brand registry access is so key, especially with all the new features that they're adding right now. So that'd be my suggestion to you. Is it better to ask the factory for an existing off-the-shelf sample first to come up with the modifications, or to tell them to customize the sample to your needs before shipping it to them? I've decided on my first product that it consists of fabrics and some plastics. So the top selling product has some bad reviews. He's found 2 factories. Do I just ask for an existing sample to be shipped and customize it, or should I think beforehand?
Yeah, he has a second scenario too, so if you want to go to the next slide, he has another thing that he could do as well.
Okay, so in the next one, with the solutions, you want to summarize the solutions for me?
Yeah, so scenario 1, so he's thinking of asking for an existing sample and designing, designing a customized sample of the actual product in hand, or design his own prototype and then send it to the manufacturer.
Okay, so basically, okay, I get it. Okay, so if you're trying to, one, you need to choose your factory first. So if you get an off-the-shelf sample from them, I would suggest doing that, but don't go ahead and now purchase just with that. So go ahead, and you're going to need to make a decision on who is a better person to deal with. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I just got to. Jenna, could you not walk by, please? I get super distracted by stuff. So if you could, let me see here. So basically with a sample, you're going to need, all right, I'm super distracted now. I'm gonna grab a drink of water.
Good time.
Break. Be back in 1 minute.
Don't worry,
Let me get some F's in the chat.
we'll get back to your question, Will Kim. We're doing great.
This is the problem with my limited attention.
ADHD.
Yes. A blessing and a curse. All right, everybody, I'm back. I got some water. So, looking at a sample here.
Yeah, so should he basically design a sample with his supplier and then have him send it to him, or should he make his own prototype and then send it to the supplier?
Okay, yeah. So it depends on how complex your product is here, if you're going to actually send a prototype to them. If this is in electronics, or there's so many different ways that it could be here. In the future, we should ask for categories.
Yeah.
Add that as a tip, because that could give a lot more tactical information if I knew his category. We're going to choose a category for him now so that we could get more specific.
He's in the chat. So maybe
He's in there.
Yeah.
Ooh, do you want to let us know the category? Because that would be, I could give you a lot better information.
Yeah, so it's a little delayed.
Okay, so, but basically I would want to choose the manufacturer first. It's the, look at the quality of their sample, one. Look at how they communicate with you, the pricing, ask them about what customization would look like, and then now you're going to take all these different factors into account, and then you're going to go ahead and choose the one that looks like the best person to deal with, because actually seeing the finished sample is going to take time and money to make, depending if it needs a mold too. I mean, we're talking thousands of dollars, depending on how big it is to make a new plastic mold. Now, if it were here's the difference. Okay, so if it were the wristband like this, okay, yeah, get a customized one. If you're like kind of on the edge and you want to see the actual physical one, because it's not going to cost very much.
So he just said it's a health-related product.
Health related. Okay, so if it is a lotion or a something someone's going to consume,
Probably send a prototype in.
well, how is he going to make a prototype of this health product? So
Yeah, that's a good question.
yeah, I mean, ooh, this would be where it's a bit more difficult. Well, if it's beauty, okay, then or beauty health, it doesn't matter. Look at the cost of them getting that sample to you. Now, if it were a supplement and they could just make it, well, maybe I would get that sample. But yeah, I'd say the big thing here would be molds and lead time on this. You could do whatever you want, but
So he just said it's all done by hand sewing involved in producing it. So
hand sewing, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, a hand sewn could probably be done pretty cheap. So, I mean, if you've got two of them, you got your two suppliers right now that you're choosing between. I guess look at that sample that they sent you and look at how well did they sew it, you know? Just what is the quality of that one, and maybe have them even send you a couple samples, and then now look at the consistency of that. If you got 5 samples from them, each from the same product, if they aren't consistent in the quality, well, they're not going to be consistent in your product quality, because if they can't even get a sample right, then how can they get your product right? Then go ahead and choose from there. If they both look the same, now maybe have them each make that customized prototype for you. And see, now if you're actually thinking of how to get it to be exactly what you want, sending it to them might be what you need to do, depending on how complex it is and whatnot. But maybe, I mean, if it was just a shirt, but it's a health product that includes hand sewing.
I think he just shared it. So he,
Oh, well, this makes it easier.
yeah, so he said mobility and daily living aids. So I'm pulling that up right now. I'm trying to see exactly what that actually is. Mobile living aids. Pull up some images here.
All right, a mobile and a living aid is what we've got.
I don't know.
Is it like a beanie?
I don't know what this is.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Is it a spoon? Okay, a spoon. All right, options are a spoon, a cane, a brush for your foot. This is definitely niche. Canes,
Yeah.
but
Maybe
yeah.
this is the wrong keyword.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
thinking-
hey, okay, so that's the general category. So
Yeah.
it's some form of an aid. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't give the exact one away on it. Great.
Yeah.
So it looks like you didn't give us the exact. Great. Okay, so it's an aid of some type. Maybe it's a beanie for old people. I don't know.
I mean, I would say get really specific and make your own prototype, because I mean, this is
Yeah, I mean, do you have the ability to make a prototype? That'd be kind of what I would look at. If you're just changing the aesthetics, you don't need to. If you're changing structural and you have the ability, you could do that and then send it to them. Also matters how important the functionality of this is, or the sizing. For example, if you're making a drone case, the sizing is super important. You could probably make a prototype with that by I'm not going to go into that. Okay, yeah. How would I summarize that answer?
I would just say validate the quality of the manufacturer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So get a good manufacturer, and they're really going to be that's your best key. Now going back and forth from them, ask how they typically do it. So if they, nice. So, God damn. Indian. All right.
Yeah.
The next question. Get a good manufacturer and then see what they do. And if you're not confident in what they've given you, then now you're going to send that to them. You might be able to communicate it through online. I've done that. If you can't do that and they need a physical object and it's that important, send that to them if you have that ability. Next question. Oh, whoops. I just brought us down the matrix. Is it
It should go in the product insert.
okay? Is it better to ask the factory? Okay, no, we did that.
Yep.
Okay, Wu Kim continued.
Yep. Skip in. Yep. We just did that.
What should go on a product insert? I'm preparing for the first order for several few products, already selling products for a year. I'd like to create a product insert and want to include all useful information, review request, QR code, product registration, coupon code, support email. Oh, don't put a coupon code on there. That's a no-no. I think Amazon just released guidance on that. So don't do that. Support email, FAQs, etc. But I'm feeling overwhelmed. Here's the thing, okay? Let's cover each one of these one on in depth. So a review request. It matters what your goal is here with your product. If you've been selling for a year, then okay, you probably got a list of some sort. You could potentially ask for a review here, or you got to identify what your end goal is here. If it's purely reviews, optimize it for that. Don't, like, here's the thing. You have a very limited amount of time with somebody on a product insert. You can't get them to do 8 things. You know, what is your main issue with? Is it a product that actually needs support or training or a warranty that would actually make sense? Then include that information. If it doesn't, like, if it's a product that doesn't fail often, I wouldn't put support and all of that stuff. If there's one that people typically have issues with, I'd give information and a way to try to divert negative reviews. Because so much of it is not about how many reviews you have. It's how many stars do you have. That is the most important thing here. So if it's a review issue, I make it focus kind of around that. Now, if you're trying to build your list, other things, here's another thing you can do. You can change the insert card as time goes on here. I've actually been thinking of a way that you could A/B test the effectiveness of your insert cards by creating 2 listings on the same listing in different. And you could do, but that's not the main important thing here. Is a QR code. Don't do that because nobody uses QR codes. A review request, potentially. Product registration. Let's be honest, I've looked at numbers. People don't register products, so don't care about that, and nobody wants to, especially if it's like a $20 product that they have no reason to. Don't do a coupon code. Support email, probably good to get rid of negative reviews. FAQs, if it makes sense. Identify what that main issue is, and then go from there. Basically what he said here was, what is recommended to gain reviews, build your list, and provide great service? Yeah, so it matters. If you're trying to build a list, I mean, here's my biggest tip. Do people care? And what are you going to do with the list? Because I think a lot of people want to build brand, but just be aware, is it a brand that people would care about or not? Like, that's probably the most important thing. If it's not, just accept it. You know, this just makes money and it solves utility, and nobody will ever care about this brand. Then why try to build a list? That's just a useless use of your time. Make a brand you're passionate about. Now, if it's something you're passionate about that would actually have a list, okay, we've got a different question. But that is your first thing. Identify that. If it's just a money-making product that no purpose, no nothing, that's not going to go anywhere, like, just go for reviews and negating negatives and move on with life. So now if you've got a purpose and brand story, we actually answered that a bit earlier. So I'm not going to go too in depth on the product insert, but the main important things, you make it in the shape of an object and put what is most needed for that product to improve it. Next question is going to be, what should go on a product? That's what we just answered that.
Have you spoken to someone you love?
Cut out the overwhelming bits. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so he was saying cut out the overwhelming bits as his possible solutions. They're going to learn about ManyChat and registration. Hire someone to set up ManyChat and registration. I would probably not do that. If you hiring somebody to set up something that which you don't know that you should not be doing, you never outsource something. Never outsource that which should not be done. So if you're not really even sure about that, and you're if you're saying that it's, I don't have enough information to answer that, so I'm gonna just keep going to solutions. Skip the product insert. Oh, he's not even doing it. Okay, so if you're not even doing a product insert, just get something in there at least. You can, on the next shipment that you order from your suppliers, well, you could do a new one. But if you just add something at least, it could even just be as simple as your support number to just negate negative reviews. If you had to do just the lowest hanging fruit, do that. You can add, because Amazon's not gonna look and see if you changed your product insert, and products can change. So that would be my first tip, actually, tactically for you. Just put your support number, and if you have any problems, stop getting negative reviews and move on. Okay. Next question. What are the ways to increase your ROI during the research and sourcing stage? When you have a pretty good idea of what the ROI after all the expenses will be, and if you want to increase the ROI, what are the ways to do it? Let's say your most economical shipping option is air freight. Is a way to dramatically increase is there a way to dramatically increase ROI still? Bring down the cost per unit. So here's this potential scenarios to fix the ROI problem. Bring down the cost per unit. Quality comes first. I like this. If there's any room to bring down the unit cost, especially when I'm asking for less than the manufacturer's minimum order quantity. So basically the question here is, how are you going to increase your ROI? Now, I like what you're saying on quality, but the way that you're going to do that is more of a product and market fit. So, and your materials. Don't bring down the price from that manufacturer, because there's so many products out there that have an extremely high ROI built into it. So it's more of solving something that hasn't been solved before, or adding some twist on it. And that's the easiest way to increase your ROI is to increase your price. You can't, the product is what the product is in every market. And you can't decrease the price. You can through purchasing a lot, but that's what it really comes down to. So since you're saying during the research and sourcing stage, my tip is that, you got to choose some mix that's going to make it correct. You can bundle, or you can change the aesthetics here, or do something else, but it is what it is with ROI. Try making it premium, increase the price, and that's basically all that you could do. Don't sacrifice on quality. I would say almost increase quality and charge more.
Sacrifice profit long-term rate. Sacrifice profit for the ROI.
Yeah, you can sacrifice revenue and still get the same amount of profit. That's one thing. So if you sell it for, let's say you're selling something for $10, and let's say it costs you $10, okay? And then you're gonna sell it for $25. Well, and then after fees, you get back like $7. So you're getting a 70% ROI, okay? Well, what if you just instead, okay, I'm gonna pay $12 and I'm gonna sell it for $50 because I'm going way more niche. Yeah, there's maybe the most volume at the $25 price point, but if you kind of make it a bit more niche, sell it at $50, now after fees you're getting like $37, Now on each sale, you're getting 25, and now you're getting 4 times as much profit. So you only need to sell 1/4 the amount of product as you were before, and now you float a lot less cash. Just that's the way to solve your problems right there. Go narrow, be the only option, have high quality, and you don't need to sell as much. So, I mean, if you took it to the extreme, if you sold something for $1 million and it cost you $10, but you only sold one every 4 years, you'd probably be fine. But that product just doesn't really exist. But yeah, that's the easiest tactical way to fix ROI. Huh?
I just said awesome. It's good.
Okay, Woo Kim continued.
Yeah.
Improve quality, increase the price. Wow, he gave us the answer. We didn't look at his solution. I like it, Woo Kim. There is a way. However, when I did my profitability cost is already higher than the main competitor. That's okay. You don't want to be at the same price. Here's the thing. When you are the same price as somebody else, in our head, we say which of these are together, okay? But if you're an outlier in price, it's like, wow, this is different. So we're building that consideration set in our head, and like, let's say you charged $100, okay, and everybody else charged $25. It's like, why is that $100? It's gonna get clicked, and then now maybe you were just a little bit better, but it's like, there's always those people who want the highest or that very unique thing. The guy always bring up the alpaca shorts and like the snowman suit that I've worn before. You know, I paid a ridiculous, stupid price for that just because I wanted it, and it was the only option. So, is it too risky? No, I'd say it's not risky to charge more and have higher quality. I'd say the risk is to not do that.
He said, "Thank you so much, guys. Excellent product. Thank you so much for so much value."
Ooh, thank you, Woo Kim, for the most in-depth question.
Questions and
Yes.
possible solutions.
Woo Kim thought this through. Look at this. So we're in the live stream, and he answered the question the exact same way that I would, basically. Or he had 2 possible scenarios, and so this is how I like to answer questions, like to myself, by the way. So I've actually found that what is the problem? Identify the parts and think of possible solutions. You actually don't need to ask like a mentor and whatnot. And like when I was learning Amazon for myself, I did this process and then like asked him a couple questions. I think we had 3 phone calls ever. So doing this process, Woo Kim's a champion because he came up with the answer basically. Yeah, that's just my tangent.
We got 2 more questions.
2 more?
Yep.
Okay, let's see the next one. What is the most important first step to identify a potential product? Paul Sugden. I'm after a strategy to identify and validate potential new products that I can rinse and repeat.
Yeah, the text is really small over here, but
It's okay. There's this hack called Control Scroll on PowerPoint. I don't know if you know that, but it zooms in, so we can fix this. That's an inside joke, by the way. I'm not just being an asshole to him. So here are basically you want the golden secret to use over and over. Is that no, I'm just kidding there, but okay, possible solutions: random keyword search, traveling, look at products of interest that meet a target price point. So this is price and keyword. Validate demand and search volume. That's a good one, but that's just kind of a part of it. Seek out manufacturers and prices. Determine margin, or get samples to determine quality. Establish terms with manufacturer. So for identifying a product, what is the most important first step to identify it? Identify a market. That is what I would say. These are all good steps that you included here, and they're kind of a piece and a part of it. But I start to, go look at keywords and like get ideas of who your customer is going to be and what they need. And in certain areas, ideally, you're going to have some level of interest in this or would like to learn about that area because you need to do something better or different to stay competitive super long term. And you're going to be working on this, you might as well enjoy what you're researching and building. So that would be my step, is look at all the areas that you have interest in life, and now think of, okay, well, where could I make something profitable? Start looking at materials and groups of people. Now, where can I, like, if you're wanting this, well, how can I change certain materials for a certain group of people at a very high ROI? Like I've said, like paper, plastic. Let's see. I mean, there's so many. Those are probably the cheapest and easiest ones to be malleable. That's cloth, ink. There's so many different ways, but that's what I would look at, and then finding ways. If you want a step-by-step, like a repeatable process that you could do over and over and over, you need to find groups and markets. Let's say this, for example, Christmas. Let's just say you were doing gift cards, or not gift cards that you would sell, but like thank you cards and stuff like that. You could go into that market and now serve all the different seasons, or you're gonna have to choose either that same group of people or that same material, and then find all the different uses for it. If you want something that's like truly repeatable, that you could keep iterating, like let's say Christmas sweaters, okay? Well, what if we just made sweaters for different holidays? And like, oh, it's repeatable because I'm just putting a different design on it. Essentially that all you're doing is changing the stamp and then just stamping money. And then, okay, let's change the stamp design, like that. So that would be kind of that. You need to look at where's profitability and where's a group of people where I can consistently iterate on. If you're wanting a step-by-step that you can rinse and repeat, that is absolutely required. Now, if you want something that's not rinse and repeat, well, you can just keep going. You're gonna have to find new suppliers and everything like that. So, yeah, that's my tip. You gotta go niche and choose one. Don't try to go to every single niche, but you don't have to commit to your niche right away. You can try, and then you'll find one that works, is what I've typically seen from everybody. You'll find that niche that really works well, and then now the rinse and repeat will just be inherent. But don't wait to find something that's going to be rinse and repeat to get started. You can use these ideas to find your initial one, but don't let it to be limited by that. But definitely start with something you're interested in. Next question.
It might be a repeat.
What's the best way to pixel Amazon shoppers? From Ahmed Bawazir. Okay, so we'll show his photo there. Not a photo. Okay, best way to pixel them. A product insert. There's a couple ways here. Okay, a product insert in the shape of something that has an unanswered question that they will then be so wanting to know or follow whatever that was that they will type that in on their phone. That is, you can't send them an email to get there. What you can do is, if you're doing advertising beforehand, you can actually do track sales on Amazon and run like Facebook ads, and then see if they converted. And then now you'll have a pixel of all the people that purchased through that. Let's say if you're doing on your list, you have already got your list. Well, you already have them pixeled. So that's not going to be that, but yeah. Or you tell them to look something up. You need to get them to take action. Unfortunately now, Amazon doesn't even give you the information of the customer, their name and their address. I mean, this is like legally good because it was not very legal to take this before and use it for whatever necessary. But yeah, I can't think of any other genius ideas. I mean, you could you're not supposed to do this, but I guess you could mail them something physical if you had their addresses from the past, and then say, go here, and you got to get them to a website at the end of the day. And unfortunately, emails. But if you have their if you have their email, they're already pixel. Like, that's better than a pixel. Like,
well, what about your 2 emails that you send out before the order?
You don't have that. You can't send them to a website.
I see.
Well, okay.
I mean,
So
that would be kind of
there's some hacks here. You can add in your email flow like information that is useful, but it has to be hosted on an Amazon server. So you could make like a PDF how-to guide or video, host it on an AWS server, send that to them, and in there you just happen to talk about and give away more information. Like Amazon's not reading every video and saying, yeah, so I mean, if you have a tutorial-based thing, like where people would actually want to watch, that's probably going to be the easiest way. And then you could even send them through that email a video, and then in there just happen to mention there's more information in tutorials here.
Yeah.
I mean, you're pretty limited, unfortunately. If I had a better answer, I'd give it to you.
Well,
is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That's all the questions. So maybe announce that you can ask further questions. I have a chat open.
Okay, if anybody's got any further questions, oh no, I'm showing the cocaine Santa again. Oh no, that's real Santa doing cocaine. All right, let's get back to the live stream. Junior Juice. Oh, that's.
Yeah, you might want to wait a little bit, maybe take a break and then come back. So maybe just say one
Okay.
more time, ask your questions. I'll be right back.
All right, I'm gonna take a break quick, and if people ask questions, then I'll answer them. But if they don't, then I won't. And we'll do another live stream, and then we'll chop this up and hand this out to people if you have the lifetime. And so we'll make this easier to consume. You guys can see it. So, and then we'll do another one. I'm not sure when we're going to do that, but we'll announce that, and hopefully we'll have a better process for next time. So ask some questions. I'll be back in a couple minutes, and ask questions. Oh, that Zoom button's nice.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be back in a couple minutes, guys. I'm gonna mute the mic too. Oh, there we go.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't turn off the mic before, but all right, everybody. Nobody asked any questions. So, thank you for joining. We'll keep you guys updated, and if you... It's a new decade, everybody. Hope you guys have a good new year, and I will be back soon, and lots of cool things coming this year. So you guys will hear about that in the future. And if you're on the live stream, you are a champion, because most people give up and fail because they don't keep going. And if you're here, then That means you're going places, or already are, and you're going to the moon. So I'll see you guys on the moon in the next live stream.